Shabbat Shalom. Our Torah portion this week is Chaye Sarah, and it contains so many different spiritual principles. And the one that I really want to talk to you about this week is the spiritual principle of silence. Now, in the last portion, we learned not once, but twice that Abraham and Isaac walked in silence. It's in this portion, however, that we begin to understand what exactly that silence might mean. We learn, as our text tells us, Abraham came to mourn for Sarah. Now that phrasing seems strange. It seems strange to us, and it seems strange to the rabbis as well. He came to mourn. Where did he come from? Midrash Rabbah suggests that he came directly from Mount Moriah, where he had been instructed to sacrifice his son Isaac. He came from the silence with which he left that place. And he came with the silence between himself and Sarah, who the Midrash tells us died of grief. Now, every spiritual principle in Judaism is actually a midpoint between two places, and that is true for silence as well. There are times when silence is extremely inappropriate, and there are times when silence is necessary. So let's take the silence between Abraham and Isaac. First, there's the silence they experience walking toward Mount Moriah. Abraham cannot find the words to share with Isaac what is about to happen. Now, Isaac asks a few questions, but he can't find a way to give voice to what he might really want to ask. Abraham and Isaac leave early in the morning, perhaps before Sarah is awake, because Abraham cannot find the words to tell Sarah what he is about to do. And that is, according to the Midrash, the very last time that Abraham sees Sarah alive. Sarah must know that Abraham and Isaac will leave in the morning, but there are no recorded words spoken by her either. In this case, there are so many things that are left unsaid, and the pain of this kind of silence is excruciating. We all know that kind of silence. Things left unsaid that deserved and needed to be said. Silence that breaks apart families, silence manifested by ego, and silence that states, I'm right. Silence in the face of bullies, silence out of fear that paralyzes, silence that allows evil to run rampant, silence that masquerades as wisdom to keep quiet and protect yourself. These kinds of silence deserve to be broken. There is also another kind of silence also present in this portion, and it has to do with the different approaches between Ephron the Hittite, who's promising Abraham this cave of Machpelah, and Abraham himself. So in the first example, Ephron the Hittite says, I'm going to give you this field, this cave that's in it, I give this all to you. However, he doesn't exactly do that. In the end, he exchanges this for money. Now, Abraham, on the other hand, promises his guests just a little bit, but then he runs and he fetches a calf tender and good and he hurries to prepare it. So the Talmud tells us, based on these two individuals, the righteous promise little and perform much. So Abraham is the one who promises very little, but performs much. And Ephron the Hittite is the one who promises the world, but performs, in the end, very little. Actions speak louder than words, in this case. Words are not needed when actions express all of it. And that kind of silence deserves to be kept. Those words are unnecessary in the face of the actions, which are far more important than the words. And so, may we have the wisdom to understand the difference between these two kinds of silence, and to know in every situation in our lives whether to keep the silence or whether to break it. Shabbat Shalom.